Hi again, I'm Bertie Levesque. Today I want to show you a selection of 6 photos that were shot with the Nikon 7000 and the Sigma telephoto lens of 150 to 500. So fully retracted 150 in full extension 500 millimeter. So that's pretty good combination, and you will see why in the next few photos. Let's start with the green room. The green room is in the surfer's world is really the tube. When you're inside of the tube, that's what you call the green room. So this is a magic moment when you surf and get inside of the tube, surrounded by the rolling wave, and the time just stops for what seems to be forever. I mean, look at this surfer is really pretty happy in the middle of the tube there. I love this photo because it really captures a moment. The surfer is in his own world. The combination of the D7000 and Sigma 150-500 is excellent for action photography. It's a wow. You will see that the resolution and the colors are really coming out very, very well. In this case, the focal length was at its max of 500. And with the D7000 having a crop sensor, it gives you a crop factor of 1.5. So it's an equivalent lens, focal length of 750 millimeter. So you go and reach very, very far with that combination. And the good news is that the Sigma 150-500 can be purchased at a retail price of about $1,000, much more affordable than those prime telephoto lenses, Nikon or Canon, that are worth close to $10,000. Don't get me wrong, if I could afford those beautiful prime lenses, I would go for it. But short of that, I can only recommend the combination D7000 Sigma 150-500 for action photography. Just a note in passing, when it's the D150, the Sigma 150-500 is in the retracted position, it's 150, and at that point the aperture is f5. Fully extended, the aperture is f6.3. So prime lenses is going to be lower than that, but still, bear with us, you'll see that we can still obtain very, very good results. The next photo is, it's all about timing. The surfer is at the top of the wave. The arms are fully extended in perfect control, right in front of the beautiful backdrop in Coolangatta in Gold Coast, Australia. Look at the beautiful bokeh there at the back. The blur of the buildings allows the focus to be where it should be, on the surfer. In here, the focal length of the Sigma lens was 270 millimeter. But still, it's equivalent to 400 millimeter, which is not bad for a telephoto lens using a 1.5 crop factor. Resolution is excellent and very crisp. The surfer's black swimsuit provides a nice contrast against the backdrop, and you see the splash of water, which is really frozen in middle air. Overall, a very nice result, and actually this photo is really one of my preferred. Next one is Owen Wright. Owen is a professional surfer coming from New South Wales, Australia. He's a big guy to do surfing. His center of gravity is so high, it's a bit of a disadvantage, but the guy is really good. He's 6'3", 190 pounds. So you can see on the photo that he really must get all the way down. It's like a spread eagle to get his center of gravity of the level of the wave. So that's not easy to do. I like the photo because it's very crisp. The resolution is just super and the colors are great. As you can see, this photo was taken again with the D7000 Sigma 150-500, but almost fully extended at 400 millimeter focal length and we still have much definition, as you can see. It was 1:30 p.m. in the afternoon, under full sun, and there were clear blue sky, so we were not short of light, which is actually an advantage with a long telephoto lens. Shutter speed was high, though, at 1 to 12/50th of a second. So in sport photography, you need that to freeze the action. The aperture was at f6.3, which is not bad and still allow lots of light. And when you consider that the focal length is 400 times 1.5, so it was a tremendous 600 millimeter lens to capture this shot. I had a setting on auto ISO, and the correction from the base setting of ISO 100. So ISO 100 was the base setting, and on auto ISO it ended up at an adjusted value of 160, which still allows a lot of light with good details and again a good resolution. So all in all, very satisfying photo of Owen Wright in full action. This is a photo of Tyler Wright, Owen Wright's little sister. She looks like she's laughing at me, but obviously it's not the case. Tyler has won the Surfing World Championship in 2016. One of her first big wins on the tour, on the Pro Tour, was at the Roxy Pro competition in 2013. I followed that competition at Snapper Rocks in Gold Coast, Australia. I shot that photo right as she came out of the water with a big win there. You can see that really she's at the top of the world. This photo is one of my favorites because of the resolution, the crispness, the content, the colors. You see the cameras all around her. She's a champion. And above all, the magnificent bouquet there at the back. You see the beautiful blur in the background with a real focus on the winner of the competition. What is amazing here is that the Sigma lens was almost at its maximum focal length of 450 millimeter, nearly equivalent to 700 millimeter at a crop factor of 1.5. On top of that, the photo was cropped, and even then we haven't lost any detail, as you can see. It's an amazing combination again between the D7000 and the Sigma 150-500. I think this combination can really rival any other DSLR camera and telephoto lens on this particular instance, considering the distance to the subject and the end quality of the photo. Black and white. For those who like the black and white, this photo is for you. I love the composition. The surf girls are having a breather after having caught a few waves, and it all looks so peaceful. I took this shot at the end of the afternoon, and the light was good, but not full. This is a still portrait, and I adjusted the shutter speed pretty low at 1/100 of a second. The ISO was set at auto ISO 100, and the aperture ended up at f11. It's amazing that even at that small aperture and such a large focal length at 500, equivalent at 1.5 factor to 750 millimeter lens, that I could have kept an acceptable resolution without much losses in detail. But again, it was not about resolution and crispness. It's more about the composition, black and white, and capturing the special moment in this particular case. So the 7000 and Sigma, again, did a pretty good job in here. The last photo, the young surfers. These little fellows, they love their surf. They start pretty early in Australia. I like this photo because of the rich colors, the beautiful bouquet that rightly puts the focus on the kids. I shot this photo when the light was at its best, end of afternoon, when the sun is low. It's low enough to prevent, these unwanted harsh shadows. Once again, I had the Sigma lens fully extended at 500, full extension, equivalent to a huge 750 lens. And look at the depth of colors and the beautiful blur in the background there. So all of those photos that you've just seen are amazing, but let's not forget that the editing step is essential to screen those camera pixels that really make the difference. I really recommend that you watch my other videos on photo editing to get the most out of your camera and your lens. So okay guys, that's it for today. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel by hitting the subscribe button just below the video. And it will give me a bit more incentive to produce more of those videos in the future for your benefit. See you next time. Cheers.